And we're coming back to Israel. Tens of thousands of East Jerusalem residents have been going dry for over 4 months as authorities trade blame for the sudden shortage of water. The lack of basic infrastructure has pushed the residents to file a high court petition as they await in despair for a solution. i24 News correspondent Shachar Peled met the people who are thirsting for justice.
It's hard to imagine living between piles of garbage with hardly any paved roads, no sidewalks and no parks. But for the residents of 4 neighborhoods in East Jerusalem, life has become truly unbearable when water has stopped running through their taps more than 4 months ago.
We are human beings, we are Israeli, we pay our taxes and we deserve rights. Where are these rights?
In late January, suddenly all water was cut off in these 4 neighborhoods beyond the fence. Today in some houses there's partial access to water, but others still lack water even today, 4 months later.
The infrastructure built some 15 years ago was designed for a capacity of about 15 to 20,000 people, the regional population at that time. After setting up the security barrier, known as the wall separating Israel from the West Bank, there has been a tremendous increase in illegal construction in some of the neighborhoods, which continues to this very day.
It causes the problems of the hydraulic pressure because the same amount of water is passing through the pipes and more buildings are being built. As we're speaking, they didn't stop the building.
According to the residents, who are still under the Jerusalem municipality jurisdiction, City Hall won't give out building permissions despite the growing population, today reaching an average of 70,000 people.
I know that these are dangerous buildings. I don't know how they were built. But the fact is that today they are built and done. Today people are living here, so what can you say to a child who needs to drink water?
Baha, who was born in the Shoefat refugee camp, now lives in Ras Shechada neighborhood and suffers daily from the neglect of his environment. His Israeli blue ID doesn't help him.
Under the building where I live, there is no street. There is a water problem, a sewage problem, trouble with electricity.
With improvised water cans, unauthorized tubes added to the main pipeline and other extemporary methods, the residents are running out of ideas, rapidly drifting into anger and helplessness.
We do not belong to the Palestinian Authority, we belong to Israel. It's been months without water. We're getting closer to the fasting month of Ramadan. The water is essential, so bring us water.
Responsible for the water and sewage systems in Jerusalem and its vicinity is the Gichon Corporation, which claims there is no one to work with.
As a utility company who has to build its infrastructure according to the law, I don't have any partner to make all the necessary procedures that is needed in order to act through the planning law in Israel and in the neighborhood.
We demanded a practical solution to the current situation so that every person living here will have access to water. And we asked for a future solution so that the water problem here would be regulated.
In its response to the High Court of Justice, the Israeli Water Authority requested an additional 90 days for discussions. It leaves room for hope as part of an acknowledgement of the problem. However, the upcoming boiling hot Israeli summer will have no consideration for those left to deal with a terrible water shortage for at least the near future.
This is just a sneak peek about how complex the situation here in Israel and in the West Bank and in the entire Middle East. And here's the response from the Jerusalem municipality. The Jerusalem municipality's position is that in accordance with the law, it is not responsible for delivering water to city residents and has no authority in the matter. Under existing laws, it has no practical ability to control the water within its boundaries. When you don't want to help, you don't help.